Okay, time for the blue cards for the set review. We're starting with the uncommons.
Yeah.
At number 3 we have the Uninvited Geist.
Yes. So, I mean, just looking at the first card, when it hasn't flipped, it's a 3-mana 2/2.
With Skulk.
Yeah, with Skulk. So that's not super good.
No.
But when it deals combat damage, you transform it, and then it becomes a 3/3.
To a player, you have to deal it to a player.
Oh, yeah, to a player.
So if you get this to flip, it's a 3/3 unblockable.
Yeah.
And that's very good.
Yeah,
so
and I mean, the Skulk ability...
We obviously we haven't tested it, so we don't know how good it is. But if you get this to flip, it seems very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
There are some other cards that could be better than this, but we're just going with gut feeling here.
Yeah.
Number 2?
Yeah, number 2 we have Reckless Scholar. Scholar. It's a looter. I mean, it's a 3-mana looter, but it's...
Yeah, I mean, it costs more than the Merfolk Looter, Jace and so on, but I mean, it's an uncommon, and you want to be able to discard cards. In the Grixis colors, you have the Madness ability.
Yeah.
And we are pretty high on that ability going into this set, because I played Madness before, and then it was bonkers.
Yeah.
So I still think it will be good now.
And I mean, even if you don't have Madness, you enable the Delirium.
Yeah, a random looter is still good. And I don't know how much... Blue is more about maybe Madness and investigating and clues and stuff. But you can still pair it with something that cares about Delirium.
Yeah.
And there are different rares and uncommons that get a lot better when you have it.
Yeah, and still a looter in every... I have never played a set where a looter hasn't been good.
No, it fixes mana, and the 2-mana looters is better because then it actually fixes mana and so on. But this still looks very good since it's within the Grixis colors.
Yep.
Number 1 we had put, and I mean the ordering is hard, but we just thought that pour over pages, you draw 3 cards, which is good.
Yeah.
Untapping lands is always good.
Yeah.
And in this particular set, discarding a card is also good.
Yeah.
So it looks like all the 3 parts of the card is good.
5 mana isn't a lot either, just for this kind of card, I think. Since you get to untap 2 lands.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like this card.
You need to find something.
Yeah.
I
mean, you can find a Madness spell with it.
Yeah.
Discard the Madness spell and play it.
Yeah. If you have a Madness deck, you're pretty likely to draw a Madness card.
Yeah.
Maybe, so...
Yeah, I think this is a really solid card.
Yeah. So now we have also looked at the other uncommons, and some of them were good if you care about zombies.
Yeah.
We have the Drunau Corpse Traveler.
Yeah, it's a 4-mana 1/1.
Yeah, and it puts in another 2/2.
Yeah.
And it has an activated ability for 2 and a black to give a zombie death touch.
Yeah.
So this card will probably be very good as well.
Yep.
So we wanted to...
I mean, you can basically play it, and then you have 2 death touch creatures as blockers.
Yeah, so I think that's fine. Another card that also cares about zombies is Compelling Deterrence. It's a instant bouncer that also creates a zombie when you discard a card.
No. If you have a zombie.
Yeah, there you have to discard it.
Yeah, if I have a zombie and I cast it on you.
Yeah, that's why it cares about zombie.
Yeah. So it's still decent. Bounce effects are pretty good, but
if there's a tempo deck, it's very good.
Yeah, but this way you actually get them to discard it as well.
And we had another weird card that the Erdwell Illuminator. It's a 1/3 flying for 2, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when you investigate for the first time, you investigate again.
Yeah. So
if investigate and clues, and if that's a deck, I guess this is a powerhouse in that deck.
Yeah, I mean, every turn when you investigate, you get 1 more investigate. One more clue, I mean.
Investigate and clues, I think, is much harder for us to evaluate than Madness, for example.
Yeah.
That's why we have it as a borderline, maybe.
Yep.
Okay,
so we'll see. We look at the commons. Number 5 on the list, we have Just the Wind.
Madness card.
Yeah, it's a Madness card. I mean, 2 mana bounce a creature is decent, but this way you can pay it with Madness. It's 1 mana, 1 blue.
Yeah, and it's not just the discount, it's actually just if you have a looter and if you have stuff like that discards, this type of card becomes better because then you don't have to actually discard it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and number 4 we were between 2 cards actually.
Yeah, 2 flyers.
2 flyers.
One of them is more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's the 2/1 flying prowess, Niblis of Dusk, for 3 mana.
Yeah.
And if you want an aggressive flyer, that's very good.
Yeah.
And if the red-blue instant sorcerer deck is something, then it looks very good.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's also another flyer which is more expensive, the 3...
Yeah, 5 mana, 3/3 flash.
Yeah. It depends on how the format will be. I think any of those 2 cards can go here, but we choose, for this one, we choose the Niblis of Dusk.
Yeah, just because the format seems to be... There seem to be some aggro decks. I mean, you have the red
Yeah, and I
blue,
think
red and stuff.
blue should care about prowess.
Yeah.
And if you can activate this like once a turn, it actually attacks pretty well.
Yep. Okay, we go on. Number 3, we have Drownyard Explorers.
Yeah, and I think a card that looks decent, I mean, it's 4 mana for a 2/4. That's fine, but you're not very happy about it.
No.
But when it's the baseline is a decent card and it also has Investigate, I think it can be pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is a 2/4 for 4, which is fine, and you also investigate. So you get a clue and you can draw a card, so it sort of replaces itself.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep those cards in mind. I think they can be pretty good.
I mean, you can compare it to a 6 mana 2/4 that draws you a card.
Yeah.
I think I would play that. I mean...
I don't know. You don't have to pay the mana up front. You can actually have a loan and pay later.
Yep.
So I think it's pretty good. We'll see. Number 2, we took a card, Gone Missing.
Yeah. I mean, just the ability to put something on top of the owner's library.
It's 5 mana. You put something on its owner's library, so you can basically steal a turn.
Yeah.
And you also investigate.
Yeah.
I mean, in old Ravnica format, there was a 2/2 for 6 that did the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, then you got a 2/2 and it costs 1 more. Now you get a clue and it costs 1 less.
Yeah.
Seems like it's a pretty powerful card.
Yeah, I think so too.
Good tempo, swing, it's annoying to play against. And if the blue deck just want to buy time, it focuses on instants and sorceries. It loses against the big creatures.
Yeah, and it actually works on anything. I mean, target permanent, so it doesn't have to be a creature. It can be
you could
planeswalker or whatever. I mean, you can put anything on top.
I think the card will be good.
Yeah, and as number 1, I think this isn't close.
It could be close, but
yeah, but I think this is the best common, as we see it right now anyway. It's sleep paralysis.
Paralysis.
Pariah.
It's a sleep pariah. A fish. No. It costs 4.
Yeah.
Single blue. Compared to claustrophobia, it's double blue, but it costs 3.
Yeah.
So this taps down the creature and it keeps it locked down. We have the containment membrane in Oath that did not tap it down.
No. It was still good.
Yeah. But 4 mana for removal in blue that takes care of basically anything is good.
Yeah, I think so.
So just it's a safe common to put in the top 5.
Yeah. I think that was it. So
we'll move on now to the black cards.
Yeah.
See you there.
Yep.